Hey everybody inside the road and welcome back to Salt on the Earth. Right then, last we left off, Rue and Etta had a little bit of an interesting conversation, and it seems like things are going to be a bit interesting still. One way or another. Oh god, my neck's all stiff. Everything is just... ugh. Okay. You find me sexually attractive, right? What do you think the answer will be, my dear? Absolutely. You know, someday I wish you could simply say yes or no. In a turn of events, Etta gleefully laughs. Cheeky. The kitchen and mess hall are getting cleaned up for the day. Usually Query would wait to leave the kitchen with me to shower, but today's different. Rue. I have a meeting tonight. Your therapy session? No. Etta told me she'd be busy. Perhaps you're going to attend the same meeting. I've been here for a while, and there weren't any late meetings that required either Query or Etta to stay back. Usually they would only meet up with Nim Gom between breaks to discuss menu and nutritional requirements for residents. You'll feed Spirit? Durong pours too much food. Okay. Alright, don't be too late. And Rue. Yes? Query gives herself some time before she continues. Oh? About Etta. I wouldn't. She's good, but not good for you. In what sense? Rue doesn't seem too happy. Complicated woman, calculating and puts up many walls. She's well connected and can make your life miserable. Wait. You mean like intentionally or by association could potentially, you know... Query concludes and clears her throat. Query, I appreciate your intention, but I like Etta. And I think she deserves the effort until she proves otherwise, okay? Okay. She doesn't push it. She tried to warn you. I would like a little more, well, for some people that may be plenty of context, but for me and my, the mess that is my mind, there's a lot of questions that raises, a lot, you know? So for tonight, I'll be left alone with Durong. And Spirit too, of course. Yeah, don't forget the cat. This should be interesting. The night webs its deepest blue shadow across the sky, signaling the coming cold. From the height of the building, one may only catch the flickering tops of the light pole. There's a cat outside my window. Oh, a little calico. When'll she be back? I just sped read that. Late, she said. You're not trained tonight, love? It's my rest day. We could all use some personal rest days. It's a funny thing. Despite living in the same room, we haven't grown any closer because the route and choices that have been railroaded down for this specific route wouldn't allow it. I do wonder if I was given free reign and chose a different selection of, would that have started sending mixed signals to Durong? And, well, or Etta, you know, depending. Durong and I both worked from day till night. When I was back from work, I would get a small glimpse of her heading to the gym before I went to sleep. Query isn't a big talker, but at least with her we can banter at work or during our lunchtime. Still, we share a comforting silence. Do you want to watch something together? I don't like soap operas. Is that okay? That's fine, love. What do you want to watch instead? Put on an action film. Oh! Our heads turned toward the disruptive voice. Yeah, the disruptive voice. At the door, a woman is fiddling with the switch on her mask, turning it left and right. Makes a small clicking sound when it goes past each node. I swear we would save a lot of time just parachuting out of the plane. Ky'ang, no. Is this Ky'ang? Oh. A nymph. The old crow really did it. Ky'ang's cankles are muffled behind the mask. Durong hasn't reacted at all to it at all, so I assume it's something she always wears. Don't worry, I'm a friend. As the demonstration, Ky'ang pulls out a small peanut snack out of her pocket. What? pulls out a small snack pack out of her pocket. There we go. Read that right, damn it. We had nuts in the plane. Does the little one want some? Little one? Thanks, but I don't like nuts. My name is Rib, by the way. Rude Sharawati. ky'ang, but call me Kai. Durong is lucky your last name's more common. You don't like your last name? Something like that. Okay, so far I think this is more or less well, it's sounding very familiar. There might be little differences because the lack of intimacy between these two in this route. So, yeah. Okay, I'm kind of curious to see if the conversation with Kai is going to be different here. Because I'm pretty sure last time it did turn towards Durong. So, Kai must have sensed my intention of staying up to talk to her. She nods in our direction, then approaches the both of us. Us being Spirit, by the way. Hey. Hey, back. Kai pats Spirit's head while staring at the prints on my shirt. After a few seconds, she remarks, "It's just me, or are you wearing a shirt that says Nip Paws?" No! It's clearly a catnip shirt. You're an odd one. It says you. You don't have to worry about me, you know? I'm like the nicest person in this room. And humble, too. She's sassing me, Durong. Kai hisses. Don't sass ky'ang. Durong's groggy voice came from above us. It makes sense that she's listening to our conversation. Okay, so far this is familiar. Sorry, just playing with you. Yeah, I get it. It's good to have some fun around here. Kai leans in closer to me until she's sure that Durong wouldn't be able to hear us. She has a salty smell of the sea mixed with a feminine floral fragrance. I don't know if you planned this or if it is a hell of a coincidence. But your life is pretty interesting, Rue. Is she referring to me being here? I ramble too much. Go to bed. I'm waiting for Mama. Okay. The occupants of this room make an odd dynamic. They're a jigsaw puzzle made from an old and rusty die cutter. Barely fit together. Instead of lining up edge to edge, they meet with a click and a clank. Hey, Mama, Kai says as soon as the door opens. Query pulls Kai in for a hug, who reluctantly returns the favor with a groan. I have never seen Query being so physical. It is sweet, though. How much do I fit inside this punch without knocking the pieces all over? The way some people speak around me instead of speaking to me has sunk its clawed hands inside my head, stirring up my quietened pool of doubt and anxiety. Ed is the worst offender of them all with their constant riddles. She's been leading me by a sewing thread through this maze that keeps spiraling before my very eyes. Yet her kiss this afternoon, her kiss made me feel things. Elaborate. For once, I feel reassured. My ship was anchored to a shore of hard sand instead of the usual muddy seabeds. Hard sand, but sand gives. Never mind. Only time will tell if this means what I want. What I wanted to mean. Oh. Okay, we're on to Act 2. Kai's been eyeing me like a hawk as soon as I touch the ground. Hello? To be fair, I queried the same thing when I first arrived. Thankfully, the gawking had ceased. Probably helped that she got to stare at me all day long when we were working together. Even Durong had the courtesy to make her staring more subtle. Is that a mole? Kai points her finger right above my brows. On my forehead? It's my power button. I press when I go to sleep. An audible gasp. I remember this conversation. Okay, I don't remember if this was a thing. Should I leave late visits in this folder too? Correct. And everything's back in order. You're a champ, Rue. Oh. Huh. Her filing system makes our work much more efficient. The two of us putting our heads and hands together, we archived the whole piles of shuffled documents in a matter of minutes. Although she did most of the work, Azari is still appreciative, I think. I've been stopping by Azari's desk too often these days. Only because she is my best source of all things Edda-related. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure this did not happen last time. Pretty sure. Just anytime. Are you sure all Mika did was to fall over? The whole shelf with the documents were on the floor by the time I got here. I'm not a meteorologist, but I briefly thought a baby tornado passed with the booth. How a baby tornado entered the building in the first place is a mystery. How baby tornadoes are made, second is another mystery. Unless it really is as easy as I was gonna go with the usual joke of when two love each other very blah blah blah, but that doesn't seem to. You know what? Just moving on. Again, I'm a meteorologist. Azari's grin snaps me out of it. She's gorgeous. With bigger muscles, darker skin, straight and silky hair, and dreamier eyes, I might even fallen for her. Wow. But with this and this and this and this and this, I might have found her attractive. Well, I mean, more attractive. And I just shrugged at it. Okay. You're getting quite popular on here, aren't you? Oh, ain't you? Was it the same in the military? You still keep contacts? Me? Popular. Meek, painfully shy, anxious and eager to please. Popular would be the last thing to describe how pathetic I was back then. The eager to please part still sticks around if I'm being honest. Only one. But she's still an amazing friend. Interesting. What's her name? Koa? That's her first name? Koa Tran. She's only doing public-facing administration, though. Paperwork and all that gunk. You should already know, huh? Isn't it part of your job? I do, girl. This is called cross-examination. It's her laid-back attitude and the wild hairstyle that misleads you into thinking she's an airhead. You said you weren't bothered by Ed and I. That wasn't true, was it? Well, you got me. I don't think you've told me how you two met. How'd you end up here, Azari? Same way you did? By bus. Wait a second. Mika forgot you at the airport. It isn't the same thing, then. She is just as skillful at deflecting, like Etta. The mere thought of them being into this company still leaves a foul taste in my mouth. Were you a soldier before you came here, Azari? Me? No such thing. The RA don't work unless we have to. All I do is skip classes and get wasted. Until I was in college, at least. What happened then? I'm in Etta. Oh, I need to hear this story, then. Seeing at her now, it's hard to imagine how she was as a young girl. I suppose at the time. My college, we had welcoming events where all first years and seniors could meet up. Etta was, how to say, she didn't leave a good impression on me. How so? You know those people who sit by themselves and observe the room? Can't stand them at all. Life is about living, am I not right? You gotta mess up a little. I'm not sure I agree with her assessment. To each her own, I suppose. To my surprise, she approached me first. She asked me some really specific questions. Like what? Something to do with my courses and career. Anyhow, around an hour later, they started to request speeches. Speeches? Welcoming speeches? Yes. And surprise, surprise, Etta stepped up. She absolutely commanded the room. She pulled out facts from all us first years and weaved them into her talk. It's quite powerful. And kind of sexy, to be frank. In one moment, she made the seniors look like some kind of puffed up has-beens. Ever the confident, commanding woman. Sounds like Etta was never a child, even at school. She's impressive. Can't imagine living my whole life being that way. What did she say that was so poignant to you? She said a lot of things. I realized midway that I was giving up my own success. She said something like negative thinking was easier to nourish because they take no effort. They only reaffirmed your false beliefs. Loosely quoted at best. I was too stupid to understand all of it. Zari must trust her enough to follow Etta this far. That only gives up a little space for someone who can keep up with her. Huh. Is that what she sees in you, I wonder? Huh. Now I wonder too. Yeah, same. So many what ifs. God. What is this? Like channeling my inner, well, my existence. So many what ifs. So much bullshit. So much whirly geeking and roundabouts and just settle down and relax and breathe for a moment, don't you? Please. No. If I met Etta back then, would I have become someone successful too? Would she have noticed me among the sea of people crowding at her feet? I'm not gonna, like, disparage her for going along this train of thought, but this is one of those, like, you know, pointless what ifs. Well, I mean, I suppose it can be interesting to entertain and tentatively harmless until you let them start getting to you. Although, you may not even notice them getting to it first until it's a bit too late and they've rooted in. Wait. Would she have noticed me in the sea of people crowding at her feet? Perhaps it was better this way after all. My My mind keeps drifting back to the thought of my lunch sitting in the fridge. Porterhouse, fresh from the town's butcher, tender and full of flavor, sweeter the closer it gets to the bone. The thought of my juicy beef steak bolts out of my mind once Query's head pops on top of my shoulder from behind me. Oh, hey! Query comes to me after she's finished inspecting all the other cooks. Too thin. We want crunch. Her smile blooms. My knife splits the carrots into bigger slices. The creativity behind our lunch is commendable. With the same ingredients, we can make different dishes every meal. Good. Query is unperturbed as if nothing happened last night. It was twice this week that we woke up to her thrashing and crying. The time we shook her awake, her bed was drenched with sweat and tears. This also sounds a little familiar, I think. That said, I believe there may be a little bit of a tangent, perhaps. So at the very least, a remark. I don't think I remember. For a fortnightly challenge, I baked a salmon pie and served it in pineapple sauce. It didn't win, but everyone's feedback was encouraging. Ed had spent more time on my dish than with the others. I could tell I impressed her with my sour cream crust. I wanted it to be perfect for her. As Simon Query leaves my station, Kai had to hold her until she fell asleep again. It wasn't the case before. I wonder what's changed. Hey Rue, they just delivered your dried fruits. Oh, just in time. My dried fruit cocktail might come in handy. They say this concoction relieves stress and anxiety and also reduces insomnia. What? Didn't something about this last time Rue ended up like being out by herself and seeing a figure? Huh. Do you anything? Yes, actually. They are a bit more expensive than we thought. My heart jumps out of my throat and jammed to their seat. Nearly twice what I paid back home. Right, I'll get you the money at lunch. It's better be worth it. Are you baking a cake? Oh, hello, Etta. Etta's soft voice comes from behind me, cold as ice. The staff's expression comically turns from a grimace to an awkward smile. She nods at me and scurries away as Etta approaches. She maintains a professional distance between us. Her pretty face adorns the usual smile. From an outsider's perspective, it must look like she's giving me a lesson instead of us having conversation. I'm going to end the episode here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time when we continue on this little bit and see how things progress differently from here. Woohoo! The hell was that? What am I, an owl? Fuck off.